Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo. And when we last left off, we put in the pandas, and as fate would have it, Frontier released their first DLC, the Arctic Pack, with 4 new animals that we are going to look at in the Wikipedia and put one down right here, I think. This will be our Arctic section. I think we'll want to put all 4 of the new creatures along the front stretch here, and let's take a look at what is included in the new DLC. First and foremost, we have the Arctic wolf, Canis lupus arctos, least concern. Their natural habitat is up there around the Great North. The biome is the taiga and the tundra. They need a lot of land to roam around, and you can see right there the temperature has gone down well below freezing into -12 to -16 Celsius. Either that or that's -12 to 16 Celsius with all that global warming stuff. There's looking at the species data, up to 8 males, 8 females. I'm sure there will be an alpha up in here, but the male bachelor group size is 2, so 2 males are necessary. Here are all of the enrichment. We have ice blocks here, and the large snowballs included, and it doesn't benefit from sharing space with other species. Next up, we have the doll sheep, least concern, up there in Alaska. Species data, 3 to 40 of these sheep can roll around. 1 male, 39 females. Holy crap. 3 to 15 male bachelor group size. That is nuts. Looks like we have a grab ball, hanging great feeders and all the other stuff that we had before, and the doll sheep does not benefit from sharing space with anyone else. Third, it wouldn't be an Arctic pack without the primal predator up in here, the polar bear. They are vulnerable. They live up there in the Arctic Circle around Greenland, northern Canada, northern Alaska, all that good stuff. 1 to 2 is their group size. So, you know, not that many polar bears around up in here. They can live to, what is their life expectancy? 35 years, not bad. Looks like they have an ice block as well as a large snowball, wind chimes as well, and the polar bear doesn't benefit from sharing their space. And last but not least, Santa's little helper, and not the cat from The Simpsons, we have the reindeer here. Their natural habitat is up there in northern Siberia, around Norway, Finland, Sweden. Looks like we've got 3 to 12. 3 bachelors, 1 male per 11 females. That is pretty outstanding. Looks like they have grab balls, large snowballs, a snowman skittle enrichment, whatever the world that is, and they also do not benefit from sharing space with other species. And today, I think we are going to work on the polar bear. I mean, nothing says Christmas more than a polar bear, even more than reindeer, I think, because, you know, Coca-Cola and all that good stuff. So sit back, have a Coke and a smile. They need 12,000 meters just for them too. Holy crap on a cracker. These guys need a lot of space to roam. Luckily, the infield should be pretty big. I'll start laying out a barrier here and see if it is that 12,000 feet squared requirement. If not, we may have to go reindeer or something else like that and put the polar bears out behind the track. We're going to see exactly what size I can come up with, so I will put down a barrier that the polar bear cannot escape from, and I will be right back. All right, so we have a 16,468 meter square fence, and you can see just how large it is. This is the extent of the fence. It would take up the entire garage area of Bristol Motor Speedway easy. Just for comparison's sake, this is all the pandas needed to be happy, just this little square here. The polar bears need a lot of space to roam, so that is where we are going to be working with. We have their size. Let's go ahead and get some terrain modifications here. I believe the Arctic would have some hills and whatnot. You know, some nice snowbanks up in here. It's going to be really difficult to maintain that temperature all across this. Luckily, we have some generators here that can provide that power. But for crying out loud, these things are needy, and I don't know if the cost is worth the return. As far as the polar bear is concerned, luckily, playing in Sandbox mode, we don't have to worry about such things as costs, and that's an interesting thing. Let's smooth that out, if you please. Yeah, don't want to be doing that. All right, we'll pull that up. We're probably going to have to cover this entire thing in snow, and we're going to have to drop the temperature down with some temperature controls. It's going to be, you know, pretty hefty on the power bill. And I don't know, like I said, if the people are really going to appreciate the polar bear, but the one time I went to the St. Louis Zoo, the one creature that I did really want to see was a polar bear, because you just don't get them in the Midwest. Okay, that's a little bit iffy. I don't like that. Just down you go. All right, sweet. I love the terrain deformation in here. It's really, really cool. So we've got some nice hills, some slopes. Once we get some snow on this thing, and I don't even know if there's really any vegetation that the polar bear would need, but walking from the track, you can pretty much see the polar bear when they get to the top. All right, so that is that. We're definitely going to have to drop the temperature down. Looking at the polar bear's requirements here, we have to get it between -20 and 10 degrees Celsius, and if we want that snow to stay, probably -5 to -10 is going to be the way to go. So that is going to be absolute nuts. They didn't give us any big coolers or bigger coolers, I will say. So we'll put that there. The people walking by may have to put on a winter coat, because this is going to be pretty heavy on the power bill. And it's going to suck if they just happen to wander into a place that isn't temperature controlled. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the frigid north. And we are going to want this down to -10. Yeah, -10 is going to be the way to go. Hopefully we have enough power for these sort of things. And then once the temperature drops, we can put in the snow, and I believe it will stay. But I mean, this is just like, you know, turning on your air conditioner at home and then leaving the door wide open. I mean, imagine the amount of power that is going to be needed to drop this temperature where it needs to go. But you get the idea. I'll go ahead and drop all of these down to -10 degrees Celsius and then work on getting the bears inside. So I will be right back. All right, here we go. Polar bears, we have Coupon. We'll go ahead and adopt and send them into here. And then we need our female polar bear as well. Let's go on down to the peas and their flip-flop. There they were. Polar bears, Canuck. Let's go ahead and send her to the zoo. And then as soon as we get our polar bears in, of course, we will modify the terrain to better suit their needs and hope that no more lions and tigers and bears, oh my, escape from the fence. Luckily, the polar bears can't climb, so as long as this is 5 foot tall or higher, we should be in good shape, and it is indeed 5 foot tall and the grade of fence that is needed. All right, here comes our first polar bear into the pen, and we can work on getting the snow in here, as I believe the temperature should be low enough. All right, polar bear is in. Hello there, Coupon. All right, let's go ahead and clip some coupons here. We need some enrichment. We need some feed. They need hard shelter as well. They're okay with the short grass, but not the long grass, and they need a lot of snow. So with the temperature dropped, we can go ahead and just plop down a bunch of snow. Let's go ahead and make that as big as possible and just keg this with snow. And we'll see if the, now that's sort of filling up the rock. Okay, so it's sort of like an LOD. It's not showing snow until we get in right on close. But they can handle a lot of snow, and the big important thing is getting the long grass gone. So I will go ahead and paint all of this long grass away and be right back with you. All right, so we've laid down some snow. There'll be some space in between that some rock may show, but luckily they like a whole lot of rock or snow. So as that snow melts, it's not going to be that big of a problem. But one thing that the polar bears do need is a water area as well as navigational area. They need 4,000 meters square of water area. And holy crap on a cracker, I was not anticipating that. So let's go ahead and flatten to surface. No, that's not what we need. We need to smooth that out. No, we need to just push that right back down. We need to get a bit of a swimming pool situation going on here. And once we get a little bit of a divot, we'll just flatten the surface right here and just pull that entire surface back. And then we'll see, once that's done, if we can sort of smooth out their way into the water. Sort of doing like we did with the walkway down into Bristol proper. All right, so I don't know how many meters square that is, but I don't like that weird overhang. That is kind of weird. And it's not getting rid of it. I mean, it's kind of a cool feature. Oh, because of the cooler. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. All right, so we'll smooth out some of these banks, push in some water, and take a look-see and see if that area is good enough for them or if we need to extend this water out. But they need a place to dip their toes and a refill on their tasty beverages, whether that be Coca-Cola or otherwise. All right, let's go ahead and add some water then. Let's add some calm water up in here. All right, we'll play it. All right, so we are almost down past our land requirement. We may actually have to extend this fence out even more to give them both the walking area they need and the water area they need. Okay, interesting. So I will keep it paused. I will modify these fences, get that extended, and see if I can get a bigger pool section out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we now have a habitat suitable for the polar bears. You can see how big this is. Here is your average zoo goer, and this is the bare minimum you need for polar bears as far as land, walking area, and 4,500 meters of swimming area. So holy crap on a cracker. The polar bears took, a good half to 3/4 of the entire infield. And that is no joke, but now it's time to get this habitat a little bit better so we can go beds and shelters. We have this Arctic shelter here. That looks pretty good. Holy crap. So that's pretty cool. Nice place for the polar bears to hang out. Let's just plop it right back here. That's very cool. Ice palace indeed. So that should get their hard shelter requirement up. There we go. So now they just need their enrichment items. So we have some enrichment items that we can grab, and we are going to sort by species, and let's go with the polar bear and see what pops up here. So the bamboo feeder. All right, we'll go ahead and place the bamboo feeder over here. Don't know exactly what that entails, but we'll plop it. A block of ice, that's kind of small, but we'll put that there. Block of frozen fruit, that'll get them eating. Let's put in a bobbin, sure. Cardboard box, because every polar bear loves a cardboard box. And a fire hose ball to knock down the hill, sure. A gift box. I like my polar bears, we'll give them a gift. Man, we're just going to town on all these. A large ball, yeah, I'm sure the bears would like to play with a ball. The large roller, yeah, I think this is going to take 2 or 3 keepers just to make the polar bears happy, if you ask me. Yeah, nice, enriched. We got a nice enrichment bonus. Rubbing pillar over here by their, tree forager there. Scatter feeder. Yeah, our keepers are going to be busy for sure, and some wind chimes. So there we go. That is everything that the polar bear needs. Now we just need some food and water. They could probably drink, but let's put their water pipe over, on top of a hill, and the large food tray over here by the gate, so the keepers can come and go. And we'll make sure that their food requirement is as high as we can possibly get it. So I believe that was here. All right, terrain, we got good water area. We've got good temperature range. Food quality will be 5,900 per feeding. That is pretty big stuff. All right, so if we play, our polar bears should be really happy. And there we go. So nutrition's okay. And there is our polar bear. And it's raining a bit, but the bears shouldn't take notice too awful bad. And this is a pretty nice backdrop with the racetrack and the ice palace there just running through. And we've got a pair of polar bears. And I tell you what, that is a lot of work. Do not take the polar bear lightly. No, not the grandstands. Yeah, the lion escaped. Capture. So how are they getting out? Do we not have power to these fences? Can I not see whether or not the fence is powered? We should be able to. Let's see. Mechanic. I mean, that's all fine and dandy. Barrier status is 100%. So one would assume that it is powered. Are they like hopping over something? Are they like getting up here and leaping down? Are the animals getting smarter? They've got a taste for blood. Tell you what, and that's not good. If you've ever seen The Ghost in the Darkness, you know what happens when lions hunt for fun and get a taste of blood. All right, so biomes. We could put in some coverage. They could use some coverage. Aquatic and tundra biome for our coverage. So let's get in some nature. Let's go with the biome. We need aquatic, and we need tundras. And then for our continent, it may be under the content pack, the Arctic pack. Okay, so that is snow rocks. I don't know if that counts as actual coverage or not. Yeah, they fit in this little category here. So a lot of rocks, a lot of snow. Does that count as coverage? I don't believe it is. Yeah, it doesn't like those. Or yeah, it does. No, it's red. Okay, so aquatic and tundra, we have those selected, but it doesn't look as if they want any plants, which I mean is fine. We'll put down some more ice rocks and whatnot to make it feel nice and frozen. I don't know if they'll melt or not, but we'll just haphazardly place a few there. Give it the feeling of a Arctic land. And let's see if we can get some cubs out of here. So they still have enough walking room by 600 meters. They have enough swimming room by 500 meters. Yep, they are massively enriched. They just hit adulthood. They've got enough adult population. Not very fertile, unfortunately, but get to work there, Coupon. All right, Bengal tiger. Where did you get out? So we've got 2 boxes here. I kind of want to watch these animals to see how they get out. And what exactly are you doing about it? Are you going to jump the fence? Have they learned? Do I need to smooth out some of this land? There's no need to be afraid. They're in a box. West African lion is about to mate. That's all we need. More things to escape on us. So you're just chilling by the water. Are you getting ready to escape? Are you making a beeline for it? I want to see how you do this. Go, Nala. Jump the fence. I dare you. I double dare you. Wow. Okay. So they just leap the fence. Okay. Apparently, what's the Zoopedia say about the African lion? And what do they need? See if I can find them here. I thought it was under African lion, but I don't see them. Maybe they're under... Where are the lions at? Because I'm going to need to see exactly how far they can jump, because they weren't doing that before. All right, I know I just missed them. Where are they? West African lion. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. West African lion. All right. They need a grade 3 climb proof over 10 foot. That was not like that before the patch. No siree, Bob. All right, we're going to have to edit the barrier, and we are going to have to increase this height to 14 feet. Yeah, we're going to have to... Let's see if I can do the entire thing. Can I... Yeah, let's select all of it and raise it all to 14 foot. Because it's powered, but they gave those lions some ups. They gave them some Air Jordans there in that update. That is not good. 13 feet. Let's see you jump that. You crazy buggers. And we're going to have to do that for the tigers, too, because it looks like it gave the Bengal tiger some ups. Yeah, higher than 10 foot. So they just outright jumped. That's all there was to that. All right, so we are going to do the quick loop around. Thankfully, the guys at Planet Zoo thought of these things. All right, so now we shouldn't run into any issues. So it was the lions and the tigers that were escaping because the fence was not high enough. And I've got to worry that they're going to, like, leap from, like, the hill and whatnot. Luckily, the pandas are lazy. They're just going to pop a swat and not get out. Same for the polar bears. They're not going to do anything too awful big. They're just going to chill. Maybe go for a swim. Make nice. But yeah. So one thing we've learned. If you have upgraded patches and you have lions, the requirements have definitely changed as far as the leaping ability of the cats. They can hop. And if one climbs up on that baobab tree and leaps down, I'm just going to let him go because that is one ingenuitous cat. All right, unbox that animal. And can we... Yep, one should be relocating soon. We have no other boxes, correct? Lion should be all set. I tell you what, that is no joke. And I swear, I might have to go back in my old videos, but I swear the leaping requirement was not that tall. Otherwise, I would have done it. So that is a nice learning experiment. So polar bears and leaping lions is the name of the game for this particular episode. But we've got a nice little ice palace. It looks like the lights may be getting ready to come on here at the racetrack, and that is going to be really cool indeed. So I will hold on. Maybe, just maybe, our polar bears can mate and do some offspring. So we'll just sit back, relax, and see if they get pregnant. So this is not how you make babies going for a swim, but it's cool to see. This is our first swimming creature, the first animal that we actually needed to have a swimming requirement, and that polar bear is making the most of it for sure. Let's take a look at that swimming animation. Oh, that's cool. Very cool indeed. Go ahead and get on your back there, polar bear. Oh, you gonna join him? Gonna join him for a swim? I tell you what, this habitat is absolutely ginormous. I'm glad we made the infield. What is up? Temperature. Animal is too hot. All right, so we are going to need to place some coolers down. That is for sure. Habitat is a disease risk. Well, they're dirty birdies. High amounts of litter. Well, pick that crap up. What are you doing? What are you doing indeed? And then low welfare and low temperature. All right, so we are going to need to see the temperature heat map. And yeah, that water is pretty warm in the grand scheme of things. Okay, we're going to have to put down some coolers here and see if we can get this thing down. There you go. We need you at -10 Celsius. And I don't know if the lake will freeze, but we'll see. Duplicate and move. You plop there. And you duplicate and move. Right there. And we'll just duplicate on down the lane. There you are. Tell you, it's really tough to find. But I think that'll about cover it. Drop that temperature. All right. Animals should be fighting, but that's okay. Let's take a look at our heat map and make sure that this temperature is actually going down. It is indeed decreasing. And I don't know if the water will freeze. We may have to raise it up above 0 degrees Celsius, or this water may just become a frozen lake. We will have to take a look-see. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's changing. Oh, yeah, it is. It's not changing the water temperature. So that's interesting. Or are you good? Yeah, there you go. So the water is cooling down. Good, 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 good. I tell you, needy. Needy, needy, needy. Now what? Temperature. All right. So it's like on the shore, that temperature is not good. Boxed outside a habitat for too long. Well, frickin' fine. Cancel the move and then move him into habitat 4. Get to moving it. He was always supposed to be transported. And then you, dirty birdies, y'all gonna need a cleaner. Yeah, you get in there and you clean that up. Do your job. Holy crap, that's a lot of people. Yeah, so there is definitely some gaps in the temperature, but they're finding good temperature to set in. But I tell you what, this is absolute nuts. All right, we'll duplicate you. Move you right there. Just decrease that on up. It's kind of hovering a bit. Yeah, decrease that temperature. Yeah, okay, Indian peafowls are about to mature. We can get rid of some birds whenever that happens. But yeah, looks like our polar bears are going to be pretty docile. Maybe in the next episode, we can see a little polar bear cub. But yes, if you are in the market for polar bear, know how needy they are. And more lions to jump the fence. That's what I'm talking about. I tell you what. So now, the fence is jump proof. We've got it powered. We've got that sorted. Tigers are good. At least they should be. Yeah, tigers moving into to 4. Having a snooze. Insufficient shelter space to cover all animals. I don't know what you want me to do, man. All right, so we'll facilities, we'll hard shelter, or habitat hard shelter, and we'll get another little African shelter right here in the back. So there you go. Now the tigers should have more than enough hard shelter. Yes, indeed. This is going to be the point where these animals are really going to need to be taken care of, for sure. Especially these needy polar bears, who might just happen to wander into a gap in temperature and get all kinds of butt hurt. But we do have polar bears now. Oh, we got a polar bear playing with a box. Bringing the fire hose down into the water. Oh, that's cool. So the polar bears like to play with a bath toy. There you go, in you go. Just bring the fire hose ball out. And you gonna drop it in the water, or what you gonna do? Bonk. And it floats. Throw her into the pond. But yeah, we have some polar bears, ladies and gentlemen. Next episode, we may get some Arctic wolves or maybe some reindeer. Who knows? But I do like these Arctic animals, and I never realized how much the polar bears were needed. Yeah, get your face in there. Oh, nice. Great balancing act there, buddy. But that will do it for me in this episode of Planet Zoo. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Planet Zoo video. Take care.